So if you guys watch First Things First with Kevin Wildes, Nick Wright, and Chris Broussard, then you will know that um, Nick Wright has a saying about whenever he gives a prediction or a statement, something like that. There are three categories: immediately right, eventually right, and wrong. Okay. So if he were to say something like, I'm trying to think where he could immediately be right. Maybe something like, if he literally gave a statement like, the Baltimore Ravens are the number one seed in the NFL, or the best team in the NFL, something like that. Where it's okay, you're the number one seed in the AFC. He was right. That's immediately right. Giving a fact, you're immediately right. Eventually right. He said before the season, Russell Wilson would be benched before Baker Mayfield. Well, we have to wait for that. We have to wait and see if he's going to be right or wrong. He was eventually right. Now you get to the part where he'd be wrong if he says, the tattoo he did with the flag and all that, the banner, not the flag, the banner, where he was talking about 20-0 for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he got the tattoo, never a doubt. And it's like, well, you were wrong pretty quick, seeing how they lost the first game of the season. Now, there is an eventually wrong. I like to have a fourth category where it's like he did, what was it? Where the Chiefs had won a few games, and it was the whatever year Patriots in reverse. When they went 18-1, they had perfect regular season, won in the playoffs, got to the Super Bowl and lost. It's like, yeah, that, but in reverse. You're going to lose your first game and then win out, instead of winning out and then losing your last game. Well, eventually he was wrong on that. So I'm going to take from category 2. The eventually right category. Last year, when the regular season ended, I said that I thought Detroit could win the division in this season. So last year, I basically gave a 1-year-long prediction that Detroit could win their division, could win the NFC North. I don't know my exact words. Maybe I could go back, go find it if I can, and I'll put it in here in the editing process. We'll see. I could easily see the Detroit Lions having a really good offseason, a good draft, and then that allows them to possibly win the NFC North in 2023. It's probably going to come down to the Packers or the Lions, I think. Between Chicago struggling, and unless they come out of nowhere, plus Minnesota's going to taper off a little bit. Those are going to be the two teams. And if Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay, whether he retires or he just flat out leaves, then it's the Lions, I think. Because at that point, they aren't competing with much of anyone. Unless Jordan Love is like that dude. So, I think the Detroit Lions could win the NFC North in 2023 if their offseason is good. But this was before Aaron Rodgers was traded, before the draft, before free agency, before any of that. Before, we knew what these teams would look like. I saw what Detroit was. And I'm like, they can win the division. Well, now let's take us to the present. And Detroit has won their division. They have won the division title for the first time in 30 years. Longer than I have been alive. And it wasn't the NFC North back then. Because this was before the restructure when Houston became a team in 2002. this is literally, and I think that's before Carolina became a team. Like, literally, we were talking about when there were less than 30 teams in the league. That is where we're at right now. And, man, it feels good to be eventually right. To give a prediction, and you don't know what the result's going to be for a year. And Detroit could have, lost a whole ton of games, and they could have just reverted back to what they were. They're the same old Lions, but no. They did me proud. And I called it, and I was right. I'm going to take my victory. Oh, because it feels good. And that's the thing. I can be wrong on so many things, but when I'm right on something like that, when I saw Detroit and what they did, and after they beat Green Bay and kept them out of the playoffs, that's when I'm like, yeah. Yep, Detroit. Like, this is before Aaron left. This is before everything. Before Chicago traded away the number 1 pick, got their haul. Like, I did so good on that, and it feels good. Now I know why Nick's favorite category is the second one. I get it now, Nick, right? I get it. So if you guys did enjoy this video, do me a favor and leave a like. And I got one for the comments below. Put a time where you were second category eventually correct. Do that. Find a time where you gave a prediction, you were eventually correct. Put that in the comments below. And if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.